You know that song, My First Kiss Went a Little Like This, and says, I was like, this would be a lovely little Facebook status for me right now. Hey guys, what's up? It's Reneé Rapp, and today I'm going to be reminiscing on all my firsts with ELLE. My first time on stage was, I think, when I was 3, and it was my first year of doing competition dance, which, by the way, is a lot like Dance Moms culture. If you were curious to put your child in dance, just be very careful. I remember a lot of running around in big concrete rooms that were backstage areas and stuff, and the energy was tough. People are intense. There was one time where this girl that I was dancing with, her mom yelled to her younger sister, get the Gatorade. It was a very intense thing. She's a kid, it's okay. She's fine. We're doing tap, not surgery, so yeah. My first celebrity encounter was when I was in high school. I did this festival called the Funk Fest, which is a touring R&B festival, and it came to Charlotte. I, for whatever reason, ended up performing that day and opening up for everybody that night, which in hindsight is just ridiculous, and I had no business being there. But I met Erykah Badu, and I was so excited because I love her more than anything. And she's also so tiny. She's so cute. Her hat is so huge. My first big break was in Mean Girls on Broadway. How did I feel when I landed the role? I remember feeling nothing because I was really stressed about wanting to become a pop star, and I was auditioning for a bunch of musical theater, and so I was deciding between Mean Girls and the other show. I was literally fighting to do it. I was fighting to do it. It was Magic Mike Live, the musical, and I was hell-bent on it. I was I must play the titular role, not of Mike, of the girlfriend. I was I gotta do it. And my parents were what are you doing? They were are you stupid? Because it was just in development, and it was gonna be a 2-week lab. So I remember being just heartbroken that I wasn't going to be in Magic Mike Live, the musical, the movie, the musical. So then I chose a different the movie, the musical instead. Yeah, then I did Mean Girls. So I just remember feeling I gotta talk to Channing Tatum. My first time being recognized in public, so when I was in high school, there was a Bryson Tiller song that had sampled an old song. 2 of my friends recorded me doing this riff, and it became a thing online, and I was oh, cute. I was this is my first little viral moment. Oh, I was excited. And I remember being out in Charlotte, and somebody was are you that girl that sings? And I was I am. What about it? I was so excited. And then all the comments started getting super brutal because they were she doesn't have a lot of lip. Where's her upper lip? That sits with me to this day. But that was my first moment getting recognized in public. If you do watch the video, it does look like I have no upper lip. First song I wrote for the new album is 23, which is the last track on the album and closes it out in the most perfect way. I wrote it on January 9th of this year, the day before I turned 23. I hate how I feel before my birthday. I just don't feel great, and I feel awkward and weird, and all my friends hate me and my parents hate me, which is not true. And so I was I gotta write a song about the birthday scaries, and we did. And Alexander told me a couple months later, he was I almost said we cannot write that song so many times as we were writing it that day, because he was I can't be Alexander 23 and have co-written a song called 23. And I'm so glad he didn't say anything, because we didn't know each other at the time. We weren't cool. If he would have said that, I would have been oh my god, yeah, no, for sure. I didn't even want to write it anyway. My first kiss, I remember very well because it was quite an event in my household. It was with Ryan Riggs, who was a friend of mine, who I was dating at the time in 6th grade. Hello, my love. I remember this all vividly because you know that song, My First Kiss Went a Little Like This, and says, I was this would be a lovely little Facebook status for me right now, because I had just had my first kiss. And so I put on Facebook, I was my first kiss went a little like this, and then a little emoji. So my mother got on my Facebook and was in this household? And so she was super unhappy with that, and I had to take the post down. I was trying to be out there from a very young age. It's all about the marketing, you know? First artist that inspired me to make music is Beyonce, hands down. I just remember being so like blown away and determined every single time that I would like see her perform. My favorite Beyonce song is Hello. And I know, controversial. It served a place in my life in high school. And so it's my favorite song because it like sits in a very specific place in my youth. The first TikTok I ever made was probably some like terribly cringy video I made in my like New York apartment when I was 19. I got a TikTok in November of 2019 because my dad had been down my throat about me getting that app because he was like talking to one of my friends who was like an influencer at the time who was like, if your daughter wants to have anything in this music business, she must get on Musical.ly. And my dad was like, all right. And so he kept hounding me to get this app called Musical.ly. And I was like, that is so dumb. I was like, I'm not getting that. So I got a TikTok. I don't remember what my first video was, but I remember I made a lot of videos at Mean Girls. And I tried to do like little trends. And I put those weird ass filters on there. Called it a day. My first heartbreak was when I was in 5th grade, and it was this guy I don't even think I really liked, but everybody liked him. And he was one of those types that was like, you know, lanky, cigarette-looking boy, and had like brown, swoopy hair, and Justin Bieber was God at the time. And so I was like, he is just so cute. I think we dated, and I think he broke up with me. And I was baffled. Actually, looking back on it, there's no way he broke up with me. I think I did break up with him. That being said, I made sure that the heartbreak was on my part, and I was the victim. My first red carpet was the Freaky Friday, the musical, the movie premiere. Okay, by the way, the musical, the movie is just such a f***ing theme in my life. And I wore hot pink heels, open toe, and a black bandeau from Topshop, and some IMGA pants. How do I remember this? And then they had like a big silver chain on the side. I did my own makeup and my own hair. I mean, I just looked crazy. But you know, I was like, oh my God, a movie. How cute of me. It was really intimidating and also very humbling because, you know, you like walk down the carpet and there's like a bunch of interviewers and they were incredibly not interested. And I was like, cool, I didn't want to talk to you either. My first embarrassing moment on stage, I feel like I was like 9 and there was a junior cabaret at Theater Charlotte, which is the community theater that I used to do stuff at when I was a kid. And I was doing I'll Be There by the Jackson 5, except it was a solo. I was all 5 of them. Completely forgot the words. Completely forgot. Blackout forgot. Couldn't find them if they hit me in the face. And my parents are very judgmental. They love me, to be clear, but they're very judgmental. Like, you know, if I missed a note growing up, it was like, that was sharp, right? So I forgot all the words. And I was so sad. I was so sad. And so I'm literally on stage like crying, like, if you should ever find someone new. And I just started freaking out. And my dad was like, yeah, that one really got away from you, little girl. And I was like, yeah, Dad. I was like, it's so sad. And he was like, yeah, that was sad. And I was like, cool. But I ate what I did remember. My first music video was eons ago that I personally shot. I had a hamster when I was younger named Hammy, and me and my cousin Joe used to dress the hamster up. We shot videos, movies, music videos, and one of them was Hammy Goes to War, and the other one was Hammy in the Kitchen, and it was like a Guy Fieri kind of thing. And then we shot a music video with Hammy where she was a pop star, a legend in the making. My first music video in my career, a video that will never see the light of day. And I'm sure now that I've said that, somebody will resurface and find it, which is super good for me. I had this song in high school that I did called Hell No, and I did shoot a music video for it. And it is the worst thing ever. I was watching TV one day, and it came on in an insurance commercial, and I was like, excuse me? And I guess the guy who shot the video had like sold his footage to some insurance company. They didn't even use the song though. They weren't even plugging my song. It was just like a picture of me on the beach like, yeah, top 10 things I regret in my life. That and traumatizing my hamster. Thanks so much for hanging out with me in ELLE today. Make sure you check out my new album, Snow Angel, now.